So the first question we have is, do you think the classification of economic activities into primary, tertiary and secondary is useful? Explain how. Yes beta, the classification of this three sector is very important, because when we classify these sectors in different manner, it is very easy to handle it, to check it, to solve the problems of particular thing. Okay? That is, you can find out which sector is contributing how much in the GDP. You can check which sector is facing what problem. You can check that which problem or which sector have the problem and how to solve it. So particularly the government can pay attention to each sector, and we can boost every sector when we classify them. We can find out the problems very easily. Okay? Second question we have is, for each of the following sector that we came across in this chapter, why should one focus on employment and GDP? Could there be other issues which should be examined, discussed? Beta, employment and GDP are very important. किसी भी देश के अंदर रोजगार जनरेट करना और GDP अच्छा होना, this is the main goal of the country. When the country has this goal, they need to achieve this. Okay? So this is very important. That is, growth of GDP and full employment are common goals of any country. On the other side, it helps us to calculate and monitor most important factors like per capita income, productivity, changes in employment rate, conditions or contribution to GDP, कौन कितना sector कितना contribute कर रहा है, employment बढ़ रहा है, कम हो रहा है. So this all things can be find out. Okay? Factors other than GDP and employment, what are important? Yes, there are other issues also which are very important. Not only employment and GDP, apart from this, there are other things which are very important. Now what are they? First, balanced regional development. When I talk about balanced regional development, we are talking about development of every area, every place. ऐसा नहीं हो जाए कि बस एक ही स्टेट ग्रो कर रहा है, दूसरा स्टेट ग्रो ही नहीं कर रहा है. कहीं ऐसा नहीं हो जाए कि एक स्टेट के अंदर सिर्फ एक ही जगह ग्रो कर रही है, बाकी जगह ग्रो नहीं कर रही है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. The development should be balanced. Everybody should get the opportunity, right? Second, equality in income and wealth. That is, everybody must get an opportunity to develop. हर एक इंसान को, हर एक शख्स को मौका मिलना चाहिए डेवलप होने का. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ ही लोगों को तरक्की करने का मौका मिल रहा है, किसी और को मिल ही नहीं रहा. How to eradicate poverty? This is also a very important question. कि गरीबी को कैसे हटाया जाए, क्योंकि जब तक गरीबी नहीं हटाएंगे there will be a problem. हम आगे बढ़ नहीं सकते. And the last one, modernization of technology. This is very important. If you talk about technology, that should be modernized. क्योंकि जब तक टेक्नोलॉजी मॉडर्नाइज नहीं होगी, हम उतना ज़्यादा आउटपुट नहीं कर पाएंगे, हम अपने रॉ मटेरियल को और भी बेहतर तरीके से कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे, एंड दैट विल कीप अस बिहाइंड. सो दिस आर ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट अपार्ट फ्रॉम GDP एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट. लेट अस डिस्कस द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. So the next question we have is, how is the tertiary sector different from other sector? Illustrate with few example. So tertiary sector बाकी दो sector से अलग कैसे है? That is primary and secondary sector से. So first we should know what is primary sector, what is secondary sector, which we already know. Primary sector directly depends on the nature. Okay? For example, mining, fishing, farming. Secondary sector converts the raw material into finished goods. But the tertiary sector neither depends on the nature nor it converts the raw material into finished goods. It just provides services to both the sector, that is primary and secondary sector. I have already given you example, that is from the farm, that is sugarcane farm, वहाँ पे जो गन्ना उगाया था हमने, from that place to take that sugarcane to the factory, what we need the transport, and transport comes under tertiary sector. So without tertiary sector, we cannot take the sugarcane to the factory, and without taking to that factory, it cannot be converted into sugar. Then secondary sector is also important here, right? And after that, again we need your tertiary sector to take the sugar to the market. Like this, all these are interdependent, and through this we can understand how this tertiary sector is different from other sector, right? Let us discuss the next question. What do you understand by disguised unemployment? Explain with example each from the urban and rural areas. Disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is that unemployment wherein a person is visibly working but actually is not. मतलब क्या है इसका? That is, I will give you example. Okay? दिखने में तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो काम कर रहा है पर उसका काम किसी काम का नहीं है. For example, imagine कीजिए एक टेबल है. अब टेबल को उठाने के लिए 2 लोग चाहिए. अब इमेजिन कीजिए वही टेबल को 5 लोग उठा रहे हैं. तो व्हाट विल हैपन इज, आप कहोगे बाकी के 3 जो हैं वो बेकार हैं, उनकी जरूरत ही नहीं है. नाउ दिस 3 आर डिस्गाइज्डली अनएम्प्लॉयड. ओके, एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट एन एग्जांपल ऑफ डिस्गाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, रिमेंबर वन थिंग, द अदर नेम फॉर डिस्गाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज हिडन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. तो डिस्गाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का दूसरा नाम क्या है? हिडन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. एंड इफ यू टेक द एग्जांपल फ्रॉम अर्बन एरिया, अर्बन इज अ सिटी एरिया. इन सिटी एरिया इमेजिन देयर इज अ शॉप और इस शॉप के अंदर 5 लोग काम कर रहे हैं. ओके, ओनली रिक्वायरमेंट इज 2. काम कर रहे कितने? 5, पर रिक्वायरमेंट कितने की है? 2 की. तो द रेस्ट 3, बाकी के जो 3 हैं, दे आर डिस्गाइज्डली अनएम्प्लॉयड. आई विल गिव यू वन मोर एग्जांपल फ्रॉम द रूरल एरिया. इमेजिन देयर इज अ फील्ड, एक खेत है, एंड इन दैट फील्ड 10 पीपल आर वर्किंग बट ओनली 6 आर रिक्वायर्ड. तो रिमेनिंग 4 are disguisedly unemployed. So this is the answer. It's very simple. Next question we have is, distinguish between open unemployment and disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment we know. Open unemployment. Open employment, when a country's labor force want to work but they did not get opportunity, it's open unemployment. काम करना तो चाहते हैं लेकिन मौका नहीं मिल रहा है. Okay, so open unemployment generally found in the industrial sector. Where it is found? In the industrial sector. This is also found among the landless agricultural laborer. When I say landless, I am talking about those farmers, those who don't have their own land, जिनके पास खुद की खेती नहीं होती है. They are willing to work but they don't get work. So this is open unemployment. And when we talk about disguised unemployment, I have already told you, in disguised unemployment, a person who is working is visibly working but actually is not. That is also called hidden unemployment, and this is also found in rural areas and urban areas. We have already taken the examples of both. So this is the difference between open unemployment and disguised unemployment. The next question we have is, tertiary sector is not playing any significant role in the development of Indian economy. So क्या statement है यहाँ पे? कह रहा है कि tertiary sector कोई important role play नहीं कर रहा है, okay, in the development of economy. Okay, do you agree? Give reasons in support of your answer. क्या आप agree करते हैं कि tertiary sector इतना helpful नहीं है, इतना मदद नहीं कर रहा है GDP के अंदर और developing the economy of the country? I don't agree, because tertiary sector is very important sector. Let us see here. Okay, in terms of GDP, this sector has emerged the largest sector. अगर GDP की बात करें आज के तारीख में, it's the largest sector who is contributing in GDP. Now don't get confused. दो चीजें हैं. GDP के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा contribution किसका है? tertiary sector का. But when we talk about employment, employment सबसे ज्यादा है primary sector में. This is quite confusing, right? प्राइमरी सेक्टर में सबसे ज्यादा लोग काम कर रहे हैं पर जीडीपी सबसे ज्यादा किसकी है? टर्शरी सेक्टर की. दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ हिडन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इन प्राइमरी सेक्टर, which we have already learnt about disguised unemployment. So we have a data here, that is in 1973 the share of tertiary sector in GDP was about 35%. तो 1973 में 35% था, which increased to more than 50% in 2003. Over 30 years, okay, we can see the drastic change. While production in all three sectors increased, but it has been more in the tertiary sector. And in terms of employment, अगर रोजगार की भी बात की जाए, this sector has emerged as giant. It is providing lot of employment. Okay, I'll give you example. Swiggy, Zomato, your Flipkart, okay, Snapdeal, all these things, banks, all this comes under the tertiary sector, service sector, which is growing very fast. Okay. Next we have is service sector in India employs two different kinds of people. Who are this? When I talk about service sector, bache, we are talking about the tertiary sector only, because we know the other name for tertiary sector is service sector, because this sector provides services. इसको हम service sector भी कहते हैं. तो कह रहे हैं service sector in India employs two different kinds of people. दो अलग तरीके के लोगों को काम provide करता है. Which are they now? The people involved in this service that may directly help the production of goods, for example transportation, storage, communication and finance. ये directly support कर रहे हैं business को. On the other side, we have doctors, teachers, lawyers. They are not directly supporting the business, but indirectly they help us lot. So this is the other kind of people who are the service sector is providing employment. Fine. Next question we have is workers are exploited in unorganized sector. क्या बोला? वर्कर्स जो है अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर में एक्सप्लॉइट किए जाते हैं, उनका फायदा उठाया जाता है. ओके, उनको चीट किया जाता है. डू यू एग्री विद दिस व्यू? गिव रीजन इन सपोर्ट ऑफ योर आंसर. यस, आई अग्री, बिकॉज इन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर वी हैव लर्न दैट देयर इज लेस कंट्रोल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. The job guarantee is not there, the working conditions are not good, they are not paid for the extra work they do, and they are not even getting the extra benefits like medical, okay, and sometimes they don't even get the proper facilities for the production also. Okay, so these are all the things. Here we can see there are no fixed number of working hours, kabhi bhi bulaकर kabhi bhi भेज रहे हैं. Okay, but in organized sector we have seen there is a fixed working hour. Okay, there is no paid leave for overtime. अगर ज़्यादा काम करते हैं तब भी उनको पेमेंट नहीं मिलता है. They are cheated here. Okay, they do not get other allowances. When I talk about other allowances, organized sector के अंदर आपको बोनस मिलता है, मेडिकल क्लेम मिलते हैं, इंश्योरेंस मिलता है, but they get nothing here. And जब मर्जी चाहे उनको हम निकाल सकते हैं in unorganized sector. So there is no job security here. So that's why we can say that workers are exploited in unorganized sector. Fine. Next question we have is, how are the activities in the economy classified on the basis of employment condition? Employment condition पे हम कैसे differentiate कर रहे हैं? Employment condition, okay, that is again organized sector and unorganized sector. We know organized sector wherein the job security is there, fixed working hours are there, they get other benefits, the working atmosphere is very good, okay, and the government control is also there. On the other side, when we talk about unorganized sector, there is no job security, they are not fixed hours. If they are made to work extra, they are not paid extra for it. Okay, and mostly the people who are employed here are illiterate or poor, and that is why these people take advantage of this kind of people. Fine. So this is the difference between organized and unorganized sector. Next question we have is, explain the objective of implementing NREGA, that is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. क्यों start किया गया था ये? Okay, the central government in India recently made a law, that is implementing the right to work. It is also called right to work in 200 districts, but it is changed now. और भी ज़्यादा districts में ये हो चुका है. According to our latest textbooks, it is more than 650 districts. Okay, it is called National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. I have told you 2009 के बाद में इसका नाम चेंज हुआ है, that is महात्मा गांधी National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. They both are same. Okay, so under NREGA, okay, all those who are able to work and need work, they are provided 100 days of assured work, guaranteed work by the government. And if the government fails in doing this, then the government gives the compensation. Okay, इनका मुआवजा उनको देती है अगर वो काम उनको नहीं दे पाई तो. Okay, so here the main aim was to give them employment. Next we have is, give few examples of public sector activities and explain why the government has taken up them. When I say public sector, आपके दिमाग में government आना चाहिए. Public sector मतलब ही government sector. Fine. So railways, the government has taken up this for, I have told you already, the main objective of government is to give service, not to earn profit. So here they wanted to give the service to the people. कैसे service देंगे? दैट इज अगर यही चीज प्राइवेट सेक्टर के अंडर होती तो टिकट्स बहुत महंगे होते, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बहुत ज्यादा महंगा होता, बट गवर्नमेंट ने इसको इसलिए किया ताकि इजीली पीपल ट्रेवल कर सके, कम दामों में ट्रेवल कर सके, दैट्स व्हाई. ओके, एनटीपीसी, द गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन दिस अप टू प्रोवाइड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एट लेस रेट. ओके, नहीं तो लाइट के बिल्स बहुत आते, वी हैव ऑलरेडी सफरिंग इट, वी नो ऑल द पीपल आर फाइटिंग फॉर दिस. प्राइवेटाइजेशन जब से हुआ है तो हमने देखा लाइट के बिल्स कैसे हो रहे हैं, दिस इज प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल. ओके, वी हैव एम्स. एम्स इज बेटा ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंस. ओके, एम्स का क्या फुल फॉर्म है? ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंस, टू प्रोवाइड क्वालिटी हेल्थ सर्विस, लोगों को अच्छी हेल्थ सर्विस मिले, इस वजह से गवर्नमेंट ने इसको अंडरटेक किया ताकि किसी के साथ बुरा नहीं हो. फाइन, सो दिस वर द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट टू टेक दिस अप. फाइन, टू गिव बेटर सर्विसेज एट लेस रेट, because the main objective of government is to provide service. Next question we have is, explain how public sector contributes to the economic development of the nation. Public sector का क्या रोल है, क्या योगदान है कंट्रीज की डेवलपमेंट? It plays a very important role. Okay, when we talk about public sector, it promotes rapid economic development through creation of expansion of infrastructure. आपके रोड्स हैं, बिल्डिंग्स हैं, ब्रिजेस हैं, फ्लाईओवर्स हैं, ये सारी चीजें कौन बिल्ड करता है? दैट इज द गवर्नमेंट, द पब्लिक सेक्टर, एंड विच हेल्प्स अ लॉट. ओके, नेक्स्ट, इट क्रिएट्स एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज. हम बहुत बार देखते हैं गवर्नमेंट पीपल आर वर्किंग अंडर गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर. ओके, कितने लोग रोजगार मिल रहा है उनको पब्लिक सेक्टर के अंडर. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर वर्किंग इन द पब्लिक सेक्टर, दे जनरेट एम्प्लॉयमेंट. ओके, सिक्योर्ड एम्प्लॉयमेंट, that is very important. It generates financial resources for development. It provides financial resources. When we talk about financial resources, they provide loans, okay, for the development of the country, for the people. It is ensuring equality of income, wealth, and thus balanced regional development. So this public sector sees that every region is developed properly. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ एक ही region develop हो रहा है, दूसरा region develop नहीं हो रहा है. It pays proper attention on all the regions. Okay, it's a duty of the government. Fine. It ensures easy availability of goods at moderate rates. Okay? ये भी देखते हैं कि सही दामों पे चीजें लोगों को मिल रही हैं या नहीं मिल रही हैं. This is also a major role. So these are the some things which are very important role played by the public sector and contributing in the economic development of the country. Fine. Let's move to the next question. The next question, and I hope the last question we have here is, the workers in the unorganized sector needs production on the following issues, that is wages, safety, health. Explain with examples. क्या कह रहे हैं? जो लोग अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में काम कर रहे हैं, क्या बोला है बच्चों मैंने? अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर बोलते कौन दिखना चाहिए? वो लेबर जो कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे काम कर रहा है. ठीक है, ये इमेज अगर दिमाग में आ गई तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में कौन काम करता है. सो अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर, they need production, of course they need production. किस मुद्दों पे लेकर? wages, that is the money. Now there might be a doubt in your mind, sir wages और सैलरी में क्या फर्क है? wages जो आपको डेली मिलते हैं बेटा, आज मैंने काम किया, आज का पैसा मुझे आज ही मिलेगा. सैलरी आई विल गेट मंथली. ये सिंपल डिफरेंस है. ओके, एक छोटा सा डिफरेंस है. फाइन. सो वेजेस में प्रोटेक्शन होना चाहिए. सेफ्टी, safety, when I talk about safety, most of the people who are working in unorganized sector, they are not given safety equipment. आपने बहुत बार देखा होगा रास्तों पे लोग काम कर रहे हैं, they are not wearing the jackets, helmets नहीं पहने होते हैं. This is compulsory, but उनको वो जो ठेकेदार है वो भी नहीं प्रोवाइड करा था. So there is no safety for them. The people who are working in mining के अंदर जो काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए सेफ्टी के लिए कुछ भी नहीं किया जाता. We have to look at this. Government have to raise serious concern on this matter, right? Health. When I talk about health, the work they are working, the place they are working, if you observe the place where they are working, they don't have even sanitation facilities. उनको टॉयलेट्स तक प्रोवाइड नहीं किए जाते हैं, पीने का पानी प्रोवाइड नहीं किया जाता है, और इससे क्या होता है? उनकी हेल्थ पे असर पड़ता है. Now government should take steps for this also, betterment also. So these issues are very important, and the government has already taken lot of steps, and we have to make these steps strict. Fine. So these are the some things which I have discussed. Okay, so these are the question answers we have already completed. I request students, if you don't understand anything, rewind the video, watch it again. If you want to jot down anything, pause the video, write it down, study nicely, regularly, and go through the videos regularly. And if you have any doubts, don't worry, we have the doubt sessions. I'll be very helpful to you. Fine? Take care of your health. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.